morning, my dear students. I welcome you all to the second episode of Chapter 11, Transportation in Plants and Animals. Last class, we learned that transportation in animals as well as transportation in plants. In transportation in animals, we learned the circulatory system of humans, which includes heart, blood, and blood vessels. So we learned the structure of heart, and I hope you also understood the different types of blood vessels and the various components of blood. Under the transportation in plants, we learned that the two important tissues which are involved in the transportation in plants. One, xylem, which transport water and minerals, and phloem, which transports food, that is starch, that is produced during or by photosynthesis. In today's class, we are going to learn certain other concepts of circulation in humans. I'm also going to teach an experiment known as potato osmoscope to prove that how water, minerals or food are transported through the tissues in plants. And with that, we are going to learn another topic of transportation, that is excretion, which is none other than removal of waste. Excretion in humans and excretion in plants. So with that, the lesson will end. It's your prime duty to read then and there whatever that is taught. As I said in last class, this concept, this topic is the basic idea for your higher classes. If you don't read properly, you may struggle in your higher classes, especially in 10th standard and higher secondary. So concentrate, read properly, read the lesson properly, and then read the question and answers later. Okay, shall we begin? In today's class, let us start with the types of circulation. Last period, we learned about circulatory system, and we learned certain aspects which I didn't furnish properly in last class. This is what we are going to learn in today's class, that is types of circulation. That is, we come across this blood going into the heart, and again from the heart it goes to different parts of the cell. Again from different parts of the cell, again it comes to heart, and from heart it goes to the lungs for purification. I hope you don't understand anything. That is, let me tell, there are three types of circulation. So in some books you come across only two types of circulation, but actually there are three types of circulation. One, pulmonary circulation. Second, systemic circulation. And third, coronary circulation. So coronary, don't think it is something related to a coronavirus, but it is something related to the coronary artery, the name of the artery that supplies blood to the heart itself. Because last period we learned heart is made up of many muscles, and those muscular tissues or those muscle cells need oxygen, and that is also supplied by an artery, and that artery is known as coronary artery. So again I repeat, the three types of circulation are: one, pulmonary circulation; second, systemic circulation; and third one is coronary circulation. Even in our book they have given only two, that is one, pulmonary and systemic circulation. The third one is the coronary circulation, that also you should know. What is pulmonary circulation? I said in the last period that is pulmonary is something that is related to lungs. Actually, in medical, we have different terms which denotes various different organs. For example, when we say cardiac, which means that word is related to heart. Everyone knows, most of you would be knowing cardiac means heart. Then there is a word named renal. Renal means that is something, something that is related to kidneys. Then hepato, which means something that is related to liver. Like that, when you list out, when I say pulmonary, it is something that is related to lungs. So we have pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, pulmonary diseases, okay, pulmonary infection. So what are all that are related to lungs, you use the word prefix pulmonary. Similarly, we have cardiac, renal, hepato, etc. Okay, right. Coming to this circulation again, I said there are three types of circulation. One is pulmonary circulation, that is from the heart. I hope you know, last period I said you have heart here. From the heart, the impure blood, that is the blood that contains more carbon dioxide. Where do you get this carbon dioxide containing blood? It is obtained from all the parts of the cell. Okay, so from the all parts of the cell, the carbon dioxide containing blood comes to the heart, and from here it goes to the lungs, which is found in your chest region. So you have a pair of lungs, right lung and left lung. So here you have your heart. Okay, so from this heart, the blood, the carbon dioxide containing blood goes to the heart for purification. Do you know what kind of purification goes on here in lungs? Yes. So in the name of breathing, the carbon dioxide is thrown away. Inhalation, exhalation. Okay. So when you exhale the air from the lungs, actually the blood, I hope you know, just now I said it carries the carbon dioxide containing blood and it throws in the lungs, and that carbon dioxide is exhaled out, and you inhale oxygen. So actually all gases goes inside, and what will be carried by our blood? It is the oxygen, and that oxygen containing blood again goes to the heart. Again I repeat, from the heart, impure blood, that is carbon dioxide containing blood, goes to the lungs, and now exchange of gases takes place. That is carbon dioxide is thrown and oxygen is carried, and now again from the lungs, oxygen carrying blood is taken to the heart. This is actually known as one pulmonary circulation, because this is related to lungs. So hence they are known as pulmonary circulation. From the heart to the lungs, again from the lungs to the heart. Okay, carbon dioxide containing blood taken to the lungs, purified, again from the lungs it is taken to the heart. Okay, the second type of circulation is systemic circulation. That is the pure blood, that is oxygen containing blood from the heart, it is taken to each and every part of the body or each and every cell, because we all know cell needs oxygen. For that only we are breathing, for that only we have this circulatory system. So the oxygen containing blood from the lungs comes to the heart, and this blood should be taken to the cell. Okay, so I start from the heart. The oxygen containing blood goes to every cell, and there aerobic respiration takes place. I'll tell that later about aerobic respiration. And maybe what is aerobic respiration? That is where glucose breaks to give energy, and for this only we need oxygen. When glucose breaks to give energy, this may take place in the presence of oxygen or absence of oxygen. This you might have learned in some other lesson, that is in respiration lesson we have learned this, that is aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. So there are two types of respiration, aerobic and anaerobic. So in our body cells, either plant or animal or humans, we come across mostly aerobic respiration. Only in some bacteria we come across anaerobic respiration. So this anaerobic respiration, it takes place in the absence of oxygen. That is, certain bacteria, they don't depend on oxygen, they depend on some other chemicals. Okay, need not to be carbon dioxide, but some other chemicals. That is actually known as anaerobic respiration. But with regard to other humans, animals, plants, we come across only aerobic respiration. And this aerobic respiration takes place only in the presence of oxygen. And in the presence of oxygen, glucose. What is that glucose? The food that we taken, which is digested, which is absorbed, and which is found in the cells. Okay, so this glucose, it breaks to form energy, which is in the form of ATP molecules. This also you might have learned in respiration lesson. ATP molecules, adenosine triphosphate. Okay, so all these terms give importance because you learn all this in higher classes. Okay, so for this conversion of glucose to ATP molecules, we need oxygen, and that oxygen is obtained from the heart or obtained through the blood. Okay, so I'm coming to systemic circulation. Okay, from the heart, oxygen containing blood goes to each and every cell. I hope you know the whole body is made up of cells, or we can say tissues. A group of cells is known as tissues. Okay, so these tissues or these cells need oxygen, and that is only pumped or supplied by our heart. Okay, and which is obtained from the lungs. Okay, so again I repeat, the oxygen containing blood from the heart, okay, goes to each and every cell, and in the cell, in mitochondria, okay, a part of the respiration takes place in cytoplasm, and a part of respiration takes place in the mitochondria, and main process takes place in mitochondria. That too, aerobic respiration mainly takes place in mitochondria, and that's why mitochondria is called as powerhouse of the cell, because it produces energy in the form of ATP molecules, and that's why they are known as powerhouse of the cell. And here this oxygen is involved in the conversion of glucose into energy. So even though I say glucose is converted into energy, it is not a simple process. It is a very, very complicated process which takes place in various stages like glycolysis, you have Krebs cycle, and you have this electron transport chain, etc. So there are 3 to 4 stages which involved, which is a long chemical reaction. Some are cyclic in nature, and at last it ends in the production of ATP molecules. That is, one glucose can produce 38 ATP molecules. So ATP is none other than energy rich molecules are known as ATP molecules. Okay, right. So when this oxygen is involved in the mitochondria to produce ATP, what is the ultimate byproduct? When oxygen goes inside, carbon dioxide will come out. That carbon dioxide containing blood from the cells, they are again carried to the heart. Okay, so I hope now you can understand something related to what we discussed before, pulmonary circulation. In pulmonary circulation, I said carbon dioxide containing blood. Where do this carbon dioxide containing blood come from? This carbon dioxide containing blood come from each and every cell during aerobic respiration. When oxygen goes into the cell, when glucose breaks into ATP molecules, oxygen is taken, and instead carbon dioxide is released. That carbon dioxide containing blood, which is obtained from each and every cell, is brought to the heart. Okay, now coming to systemic circulation. Okay, second type, systemic circulation. I repeat, from the heart, oxygen containing blood goes to cells, and from the cells, carbon dioxide containing blood again carried to the heart. This is known as systemic circulation. I hope you understand. Okay, so 3 types of circulation: 1, pulmonary circulation; 2, systemic circulation; and 3, coronary circulation. Pulmonary circulation: from the heart, impure blood or carbon dioxide containing blood goes to the lungs, and here it is purified, and from the lungs, oxygen containing blood comes to the heart. So from the heart to the lungs, again from the lungs to the heart. This is pulmonary circulation. Second one is systemic circulation. From the heart, the pure blood or oxygen containing blood that is obtained from the lungs is taken to the cells or to all parts of the body, and from the cell, carbon dioxide containing blood which is obtained by aerobic respiration is taken to the or brought to the heart again. So this is known as systemic circulation. From the heart to the cells, and from the cells to the heart. This is second type, systemic circulation. Now third is coronary circulation, where from the heart the oxygen containing blood again goes to the muscles and tissues and fibers that are found in the heart. They are also living cells. They also need oxygen, and there you come across again respiration. So carbon dioxide is released. Again that is again brought to the heart. Okay, from the heart to the heart, again to the heart, from the heart to the heart. That is oxygen taken to the cells of the heart, Again it produces carbon dioxide, and those are again brought to the heart, and that is taken away for purification. So this is the third type called as coronary circulation. As I said before, coronary circulation is named after the artery which it takes the blood to the heart. So the artery that takes blood to the heart muscles are known as coronary artery, and hence the circulation is also known as coronary circulation. Do you understand now the three types of circulation? One, pulmonary circulation, so something related to lungs. Then second, systemic circulation, something related to the cells. And third, coronary circulation, which is none other than the blood taken to the heart through coronary artery. Okay, so one thing I just want to say, that is, don't confuse with artery and atrium. The chambers that are found in the heart are known as atrium. So don't confuse artery and atrium. Okay, right. So this is the different types of circulation, especially three types of circulation found in our humans. Next, in my hand I have a model of a heart. Okay, so such a bigger heart. So usually it is not that much bigger. So since it is a model, it is a bigger one. Okay, so where you come across upper chamber and the lower chamber. Upper chambers are known as atrium or auricles, and lower chambers are known as ventricles. Okay, so you know very well this heart is a pumping one. So it pumps the blood, either oxygenated blood or deoxygenated blood it pumps. And when you look into this heart, actually we have this left side and the right side, right portion of the heart and the left portion of the heart. The right portion of the heart deals with the deoxygenated blood, and the left portion of the heart deals with the oxygenated blood. That is, from the lungs, oxygen containing blood will come to the left portion of the heart. Again, from the cells, carbon dioxide blood comes to the right portion of the heart. So like that you come across right portion of the heart deals, right upper and right lower, that is right auricle and right ventricle. You come across deoxygenated blood. Left auricle and left ventricle you come across oxygenated blood. Okay, now so you have this auricles and ventricles being pumped like this. That is, when the auricles contract, okay, so you have contraction and relaxation. So when the auricles contract, ventricles relax, and when the ventricles contract, the auricles relax. So this certain other concepts related to this contraction, relaxation, you learn in higher classes. Timing I think is not necessary, but keep this in mind. When there is contraction above, you find relaxation below, and when there is a contraction below, you find relaxation. So what is this relaxation? When the blood is filled, for example, if you look into this heart, when the blood is filled, you come across a relaxed stage, either in the auricles or in the ventricles. Okay, when the blood is pumped and pushed out or pushed away, that is actually known as contraction. So when I say contraction, which means the blood is pushed. So when the auricles contract, the blood is pushed into the ventricles. So that's why it relaxes. And when the ventricles contract, what happens? The blood pushed away, the blood is taken away. Okay, either if it is deoxygenated blood, it goes to the lungs. If it is oxygenated blood, that blood goes to the cell. So this is what happens when the ventricles contract. But at that moment, auricles relaxes, which means again from the cells, from the lungs, blood is filled in the auricle. Okay, so that's why relaxed stage, contracted stage. And when this contracts, this relaxes. So like that it goes on. And during this contraction and relaxation, so actually if you look into, you learn in higher classes this thing. What I am trying to say is, you learn in higher classes, that is, there is a opening which connects the auricles and ventricles. So you have opening here. I hope you can understand. So when the auricles contract, the blood comes into the ventricles through this opening. And this opening is closed or controlled by valves, VALVES, valves. So you have bicuspid, tricuspid valves here. So these valves actually involve in the opening and closing of the chambers. So that is, when the auricles contract, the blood is pushed to the ventricles. At that moment, the valves will open. So the valves, I said this bicuspid, tricuspid valves. these valves open and they allow the blood to flow into the ventricles. From the auricles, the blood will flow into the ventricles. Okay. Again, when the ventricles contract, these valves should close, because if it is open, what will happen? When the ventricles contract, the blood will again run to the auricle, which means that may even lead to the death of a person. So it should not, the blood should not go in the backward manner. Always it should be in one way, that is from auricles to ventricles, from ventricles to outside, either to the lungs or to the cells. Okay, this is the way. So when the ventricles contract, these valves will close such that the blood from the ventricles goes away. It is taken away from the heart. So what I am trying to say is that this is how a heart contracts and relaxes. This is how a heart pumps, and finally this closing and opening of the valves. I said no, here we will find valves. The closing and opening of these valves results in a sound, and that is what you call it as heartbeat. Okay, so lub dub. So this is known as heart sound, and this is because of the heartbeat. What is a heartbeat? The contraction and relaxation of the heart is actually known as heartbeat, and that produces sound, and that is known as heart sound. I hope you know the sound of the heart is lub dub, lub dub, lub dub. Okay, right. So when there is a pumping of this heart, when the heart contracts and relaxes, what happens is that results in throbbing in the arteries. What is throbbing? That is, you call this throbbing as pulse. That is, you just keep your fingers near your thumb position. Okay, so here maybe I will show in my left hand. Okay, so near your thumb, if you keep your fingers like this, you will find the throbbing of the blood, and that you call it as pulse. Okay, so you can just check this. If you keep your fingers, better is use your four fingers, so that since you are doing first time, it will be easy for you to find out where the pulse is. Okay, if not, if you are experienced, you can just use your thumb is enough, such that you can find the pulse rate. Okay, a normal pulse rate of a human is about 72 to 80 times. It may be 72, 73, 74, 75, it may be even up to 80 times. If the pulse rate goes above 80, which means the person is not well. Okay, heartbeat is more, which means he is not normal. Okay, he may be physically abnormal or mentally abnormal. Okay, so the normal pulse rate is 72 to 82 times per minute. Per minute, you have to count. You have to keep your fingers here and calculate the time. And for 1 minute, it may be from 72 to 80 times. It should not be less than 72 or more than 80 times. So this is the importance of pulse rate. And finally, the final concept is a stethoscope. So this is a device which is used to find out two important concepts. In your book it is given only one function of the stethoscope. Mainly, okay, so I am not going to all the functions of stethoscope. I am just telling only two. One, the stethoscope can be used to find the heartbeat. Okay, so that is the first function, and second one is it is also used to find the sputum that is found in the lungs. I hope you know what's a sputum. Okay, that is mucus that is found in the lungs. When you are affected with cold, you find that mucus. Okay, so that mucus can be heard by the doctor and can be confirmed its presence. Okay, so this is the main important function. You have also many other functions. Okay, even in pregnancy they use this stethoscope to find out the quality of the baby. Okay, right. So you have this so-called earbud which should be inserted into your ears. Okay. On the other side you have a receiver. Okay, so which receives the sound and which amplifies the sound. So that is the specialty of a stethoscope. This stethoscope, it receives the sound and it also amplifies the sound. Okay, that is the nature of this stethoscope. Okay, so you have a on-off mode. Okay, so you just if you keep this in your ears, and you have a on and off mode. Okay, so then you keep the you keep this receiver in your lungs. Okay, take a deep breath. You can, if you have any mucus, you will feel the mucus sound. Second is, if you keep in your near your heart, you will feel the heartbeat. Okay, so this is the function, this is the usage of stethoscope. Okay.